Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have from 1887 Grant's Triple Wood, formerly known as the Family Reserve, but recently renamed Triple Wood. 5 generations of whiskey making, the Grant family tree they're showing, because it is a family-owned company. William Grant and sons and daughters and grandkids and great-grandkids. And there's the crest. It says Glenfiddich, and it shows 2 figures next to a shield. Distilled, matured, and blended in Scotland. And there's the little Glenfiddich thing going on. It's got some texture on the side ribs to hold on with. Established, like I said, 1887. This is bottled and everything in Scotland. All right, so this was about $23 for the handle bottle. Now the Dewar's white label was introduced in 1899. It's distilled under an official warrant for the royal family of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. All right. It's also embossed. Fancy pants bottle. This will run you about $33, $32 or $33. So $10 difference in handle bottles. I think it may be better, but I don't think the Grant's is too good. I have not been very pleased with it at all. It's harsh, it's unappealing, and I don't like it. Now, are the other Grant's better? Well, I think their cheapo brand called Clan McGregor is better. They acquired that years ago. I mean, it's better than the Grant's, and it's a good deal cheaper. $10 cheaper for the handle. Grant's Triple Wood, what they're calling it now. Got an updated label. Not way different, but it is different. Many whiskeys take their flavor from just one cask, but we mature Grant's Triple Wood in 3 different types of wood. Virgin oak provide spicy robustness. American oak lends subtle vanilla smoothness, and bourbon refill offers brown sugar sweetness, resulting in a smoother, richer, mellower taste. Okay, formerly known as Family Reserve. Virgin oak, that means they're using it for the first time ever. American oak, which is uncharred, because we know that, because then the third one is bourbon refill, which is charred. So American oak could just be corn whiskey barrels. There's Grant's Triple Wood Smoky, which I've not had. I've only had the Grant's. There's Triple Wood 12. Ale cask edition. Rum cask edition. All the companies are doing that now. Rum cask, ale cask, port cask, sherry cask, etc. 8-year-old sherry cask. Well, there you go. 18-year-old whiskey. Grant's 18-year-old. Grant's 25-year-old. Well, now you're looking at $300-400 a bottle. Grant's Distillery Edition whiskey. Guess they don't. Then there's probably other ones they don't even list. Dewar's, we know they have so many types of Dewar's. The 32-year-old, double 32-year-old. Well, you know that's going to cost a lot of money. Okay, which is going to win? My prediction is Dewar's will win, and I don't even think Dewar's is that good. But be that as it may, here we go. Metal cap, blended whiskey. Predominance of grain whiskeys, and the flavor mainly coming from the single malt whiskeys blended in, aged together or aged separately, depending on the company and whatnot. And you got a lot. It could be from one region, Speyside or Highland. Could be all 4 regions, like with Highland Mist, Scotch. Oh, you know, it's endless possibilities with these things. May have coloring added, doesn't have to have coloring added, probably does have coloring added. Oftentimes it clearly does not because they're so pale. Now when they put these in the barrel, they're clear, okay? Whiskey on its own is clear. Like vodka, clear, no color. The barrels give it the color. If you got a heavy charred barrel, fresh char, never before used barrel, yeah, you're gonna have a dark product if you age it a long time. But really, it's gonna suck up all that color right off. Okay, kind of like a fresh, well, you know, a new bag, a new bag of tea, as opposed to used tea bags. Nice alcohol legs on both of these drips. They're both gold, so I don't have to worry about the color. Daylight is coming here because it's dawn. Be curious to see what they're going to review next week on Multi Monday. Now, last night, I and them, us together, we ourselves, Sinn Féin, we did Scotch ales. I really loved the Dirty Bastard. Alex, the beer master, reviewed that one also. He loved it too. And then there was the Scotch ale from Innocent Machine Gun. Eric thought it was good, but not great, so he gave it a B. And then miscellaneous beer reviews did the Skull Splitter from Scotland, merry old Scotland. He loved, and he gave it a really high score, like a 97, 98, because it's dynamite. Skull Splitter is dynamite. And then Jesse did one from a local brewery, which I never heard of, but he wasn't too thrilled with it. Okay, well, how do, Ronaroo? Cheers from my truck. Yes. The truck. Keep on trucking. Busted down on Bourbon Street, set up like a... All right. This smells like Scotch whiskey. It's sweet. It's peaty. And it has a lot of cereal grain, like a box of Cheerios. Now, these cereal grain aromas always remind me of a box of Cheerios, because Cheerios is kind of like cheerful. No, they're really kind of dull. And I used to have to put sugar or honey on them. When I was a little kid, I have to add sugar and honey because they were just so bland. And they had that like box of cereal taste. And that's what this smells like. Keep singing, bro. Keep singing. Ripple in still waters where no hammer has been tossed. All right. The birds are singing outside. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. No, but it's blackbird singing in the dawn. This smells like cereal grain. This smells like sweet cereal grain with a touch of peat. Are they real different one from another? On aroma, yep, smells like whiskey, boy. It smells like whiskey, boy. Generalize, standardize, commoditize, macro-produced eyes, mass-produced eyes, whiskey. I was hoping for the Ricola song, laughing out loud. All right, now, the sing-along is over. The period of jocular humor is over. Now we proceed to the taste challenge. Challenge. Here we go. As Jackie Gleason would say, "Ooh, how sweet it is." This is sweet. This is honey-like. This does have peat. You say, what does that taste like? Oh, like an old compost pile. Oh, delicious. Slam that for shizzle. All right. I'm not slamming nothing. All right. So that's kind of ordinary. And that's kind of ordinary. Wow. It's the battle of the blands, not the battle of the bands, the battle of the blands. Our whiskey is, that could be their motto. Our whiskey is less bland than other leading brands. How do I think of these things? That's a great motto for grants or Dewars. That could be on the next billboard. Our scotch is less bland than other leading brands. Our scotch is less bland than other leading brands. Now, what are the good qualities about these products? Good qualities about these products. Okay, I'll think of something. Let me think. Let's see. You can get a handle for less than $50, less than $40, excuse me. So you can get a big old jug bottle for less than $40. What else is good about them? They're not gross. What else is good about them? They taste like a box of cereal, such as Cheerios or cornflakes. Probably less sweet than cornflakes, but close, close. Sweet corn, close. Yeah, they're just kind of drab. Sort of like the offices on the Bob Newhart show, 1972 to 78. They were kind of drab, but Carol lent a good sense of humor to the whole area, enlivened the vibe. And so did Jerry. All right. He always seemed exasperated, you know. A little oily in the mouthfeel here. A little drier over here. Now, I really don't find much difference with the two. I said all along that Dewar's white label was kind of like grain alcohol to me. I didn't see what was so great about it. I gave it a B, I guess. It still deserves, something like that. But the guy up the street talking about how awesome it is. The guy from Honduras saying, oh, I used to drink this and that scotch, and then I found Dewar's, and it was like his world changed. And that's fine if he wants to drink it. And then his son introduced him to the 12-year age, and it really changed. Well, yeah, that's a lot better, higher quality product. But I was tasting and thinking, wow, this is what changed your life, Dewar's? I think it's all right, but I mean, I could find a lot better ones for a lot less money. But he's very rigid, I could tell, in his outlook on drinking, maybe other things as well. But I just mentioned in passing, another blended scotch, Ballantine's. Oh, no, you don't want to drink that garbage. Man, that's terrible stuff, man. And I'm thinking, terrible? It's kind of a common product like this. It's probably no worse. And I tasted Ballantine's a couple of weeks ago, a week and a half ago at my friend David's house. It was just like ordinary like this. It wasn't any better or worse. Maybe a little better even. From Chivas Brothers, they acquired it. And I was thinking, well, people really get these fixed ideas in their head. I don't mean a fixation. I don't mean it like that. But they get like a fixed, hardened idea about products, and not to mention other things. But they latch on to a brand, Dewar's, for instance, and nothing else will do. And everything else is garbage. I know the same type of people like with Bud Light. I only drink Bud Light. Or that's this guy in New Orleans who was having a hissy conniption fit when Miller was off the market. Miller Lite was off the market for a few weeks because Remember the Miller company got hacked and all their equipment wasn't working and everything. They couldn't make the product. Booze. Still waiting for the Kessler review. Well, I did a review of Kessler. And I did a few taste challenges, but I only had a small bottle and it ran out. I don't know if I'm going to go buy another bottle of blended American whiskey Kessler. I know where to get it. I can get it at Dornax and a Snap, but it's just I want to get other stuff. I like Kessler. It's very good. Is it better than Beam's 8-star? Oh, it's probably on par with Beam's 8-star. Beam's 8-star is like the blended cheap Jim Beam. They don't even put Jim on it. They just call it Beams. What is the Beam company? Then they acquired Kessler, used to be independent, and Julius Kessler is also very good. So it's sort of like Beam's chief competitor to 7 Crown from Diageo, but it's cheaper. But I don't know. I got so many. I got some blended whiskey, American blended whiskeys right now, and it's going to take a long time to get through all of that. So I guess Kessler is more of a theoretical thing. I liked it. I did a review. It's on there. It's posted. I liked it. It did very well against all the competitors. Pretty much beat everybody except for I think Seagram 7 was a little bit better, you know. But you never seen David drink booze? I mean, you ain't seen David because he's a lot more whiskey imbiber than I am. You have a Kessler review in your videos? Oh yes. Yeah, I bought the bottle. Bought the bottle at Acquista Paces. Julius Kessler. And I even did a few taste challenges till it ran out because the bottle was small. That's a real old brand. It's from like the 1880s. They used to show it on the Beam website, but they cut almost all the brands out their website. And they only promote the premium brands because obviously that's what they want you to buy. And they would rather if you didn't buy Julius Kessler or even be aware of it. I mean, they'll sell it to every bar room and everything like that. But they used to have a good website where it would show you where to buy any of their products. I mean, I don't care how obscure, you know, look up Kessler. And there was some place on US Highway 61 about 30 miles northwest of here that had it. Some bar had Julius Kessler. And I was like, oh, that'd be an interesting experience. Oh crap, got to look. Kessler is my #1. Yeah, it's posted. Unless it got deleted, but it wasn't me that deleted it. All right, I'm gonna say this is the Dewar's. Is it way better? Oh no, it's barely even better. Barely, like maybe it's like say the Grants is a B-, an 82. Maybe the Dewar's is a 85. I mean, that's how close. We're talking about a couple of percentage points. But then you got a $10 price difference. Now there's the problem. There's your real problem. Why would I pay $10 more for a bottle of something that's $2 better? Guess what? I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't buy either one actually, but if I had to buy either one, I'd choose the Grants. I would make a trade-off. I'd get the one that was worse, but I'd still save $10. And it wouldn't be a whole lot of suffering. Bland does not bother me. You know, I don't drink bland stuff and say, oh, I can't get over it. It tastes like horse urine. Like you see these people make videos for beer, like, I don't know, something like Natural Light. Oh, and they'll be laughing with each other. Ho, ho, ho. Now we're going to review, Natural Light, It's like, you're not reviewing it. You're just making a slam. I call them a slam video. You figure you can get some cheap laughs, shooting at an easy target, and then everybody's going to think, oh, look, you're a great craft beer reviewer because you slam Natural Light. That's a joke. And they'll sit there and they'll do all this like antics, like acting like it's making them sick. Oh, no, I don't know how I'm going to keep it down and all that. It's like, give me a break. Are you that much of a sissy boy that you can't drink Natural Light? You know, you need me to come put, I'll come to your town and put my hand on your shoulder and show you how to be a man and drink natural light if you're that big of a baby. And I'll bring along some peach, moky, juicy, dank New England IPA to calm your nerves if you're feeling funny. But, you know, that kind of stuff. Those are the kind of things I hate, you know, on the internet. If you spend less time worrying about your ear hole and more, I'm not talking about your ear, I'm talking about the little thing, you know, where they put the thing in there and make sure everybody sees it. Look, it's like, wow, we get it. You got a hole in your ear. I'm proud of you. How could you accomplish such a thing? Now, but that kind of stuff, that just bothers me to no end, you know, taking bland things and making it sound like they're terrible. Okay, we know Budweiser's bland. Everybody knows that. You did not have to tell us that. Everybody in the world knows Budweiser is bland. But don't get on there talking about how horrible it is, because now you're making yourself look silly. You already looked silly anyway, but now you're making yourself really look silly. So this is D for doers. Ha ha, ha ha, never question my awesomeness, except for the times that I'm wrong, which is about 40% of the time. But we'll just pretend that I'm never wrong, and we'll just use modern ethics, and we'll cancel out any of the times I was wrong. So any of the times that I was wrong, which is like 40% of the time, we'll just pretend it didn't happen. We'll use cancel culture, weaponization, and it doesn't exist. See, those opinions are invalid. I'm talking about the times I was wrong, and only the ones where I win counts. People say, well, that's kind of a sick outlook on life because you're creating your own reality. Right. But see, if it's true for me, that's my truth. I'm creating my own truth. All right. So see, I love to use modern ethics to reinterpret my world. And I think you should too. So that's my truth. My truth is that I'm always right, because I just ignore the 40% of the time when I'm wrong. Okay. I self-identify as a perfect whiskey taste challenger. And I'm unanimous in that. And if you don't like it, you are probably full of hate. Okay. And all kind of isms. Afternoon, Ron says, Big Sip Beer Reviews. Afternoon, it's morning time. Beer Hound says, I'm going to look if deleted it. No, I didn't delete it. Do you go to work after drinking in the morning? Oh, yes, all the time. I'm so lit when I get to work. They're always looking at me like, are you okay? No. Come on, Nick Gers. Nick Gers. Okay. Haha, that's not your real name, is it? No, I don't drink and do taste challenges and then go to work. I like Hurricane, and it's a joke beer to some. It's certainly not a great product. I'm talking about the 8.1. Now the 6% is kind of nice, but it's the same thing. These antics, you know, getting on there talking about how horrible it is. I watched the review this morning for Ice House Edge. Oh, it's so bad. And now, first of all, they said we're going to drink it warm. I said, well, it's not designed to be drunk warm. It's designed to be ice cold. So that right there, that's a problem. It's like drinking ice cream. Say, well, I'll let the ice cream melt. And I drank it, and it was terrible. Well, yeah, it's ice cream, fool. Okay, anyway, you know, Hurricane, it's kind of like Budweiser, just run-of-the-mill, ordinary old stuff. But they're making out to be terrible. Budweiser tastes good. What the fool? I like Budweiser. I like the flavor. I'll admit that it's kind of dull, but I like dull products. I like dull things. I like dull music. I like dull clothes. I like dull vacations. I like dull everything. My grandma told me, what did my grandmother say? My favorite color is gray. She wanted every house and car to be painted gray. Now, she was born in 1920. And remember, the world was black and white then. They didn't even have color in the whole world until about 1970, and we all know that. Munir Kasimi says, hello, Ronald, Scotch Whiskey, White Label, Dewars. Okay, so Dewars wins, but it really loses. It wins marginally on flavor and barely there. Barely there. We talking about 2 points out of 100 it wins, but oh, that's not too much. But it's a catastrophic loss when you consider the price point. Okay, catastrophic loss when you consider the price point, because I am not paying $10 more for something that's barely better. I'm not doing it. You might do it. I'm not. Why would I pay way more money? Well, let's think of a good example. Would I pay a whole lot more for Budweiser over Coors? I can get Coors Banquet way cheaper here in cans, you know, the pint cans, as opposed to Budweiser. But I wouldn't pay more for Budweiser. I don't even think Budweiser is better than Coors, first of all. And I wouldn't pay way more for Bud Light over Natural Light, because to me, Natural Light, it might be slightly not as good. And I've even done blind taste tests where it was not quite up to the Bud Light level. But we're talking about insignificance. So I am not paying more for Bud Light over Natural Light. But I wouldn't buy Bud Light or Natural Light anyway, because I don't buy light beer because it's too really bland and watery. But I just get a kick out of the people that slam Natural Light, talking about how horrible it is. I'm like, yeah, you probably couldn't tell it apart from Bud Light in a taste challenge. But anyway, sounds like a cool grandma to me. She was cool in a way, and she was like me and you and most people, you know, irritating in a lot of other ways. Here's a note to yourself. If you don't think you're irritating, you probably don't know yourself. Everybody's irritating. Everybody gets on everybody's nerves. I was talking to some lady one time. She was like, my husband gets on my nerves. I'm like, every husband gets on every wife's nerves, okay? And vice versa. So if you get divorced and get remarried, you'll probably marry somebody that's way more irritating. So I said, don't be a fool. You know, she kind of took my advice, and it made sense. I'm like, I say, everybody aggravates everybody. That's the way people are. They're aggravating. So just cool it. Hold up. Got to drain the Skittle. Okay. All right. Anyway, that's it. What did we accomplish here? Not much, but we proved that a dull whiskey going up against another dull whiskey will show us that when you're doing things like this, and it's the same with beer, shop price, the only determining factor really needs to be the price. There is no way I'm looking at any other factor. I don't care how pretty the label is. It's price. With these too, of course.